Digital Angel here, and just got in a game that I backed on Kickstarter sometime last year. I don't remember exactly when. Adorable Monsters. Just took it out of the box, just took the shrink wrap off of it, and decided I'd go ahead and do an unboxing video. So let's see what we've got. 3 to 6 players, 8 years and up, 15 minutes to an hour for playtime. And their description. You've always yearned to have the scariest, most powerful monster by your side. Now you're finally ready to achieve your dream by creating a monster so heinous just a 4-word description will make even the most steadfast of men quake with fear. But you're not the only one. Competing pet monster creators are working on their own beasts and aren't above sabotaging your monster with adorable features or an awkward wobble. Can you overcome their insufferable meddling to craft the most terrifying monster? Find out in Adorable Monsters. So, decent box, not real big, which for travel or taking a game over to a friend's house or something for a game night is always good. Let's see what we can get here. Let me just put the camera down. Hi guys, since most of my videos you've never actually seen my face, other than a few friends who I know from other things, this is me. So let's check out the rules here. Rules, one sheet, double-sided, and I mean that's the rules. So let's see what we've got. Setup: each player is dealt a hand of 7 cards and draws 2 monsters. Each player selects the monster they wish to use and places the monster face up on the table in front of them, then places the unused monster card on the bottom of the monster deck. All players, there we go, let that focus. All players simultaneously make their monsters scarier by placing scary adjectives on the table next to their monsters. The adjectives must match one of the colored symbols on your monster to be used. 1 scary adjective per symbol can be used at a time, max of 4 per monster. Once everyone has played their scary adjectives, everyone draws back up to 7 cards. For example, if you have 2 blue symbols and 2 yellow on a monster, then 2 blue and 2 yellow scary adjectives can be placed on the monster. Also note that a player may only play an adjective card on an empty stack of their own monster immediately after drawing cards. Turn order. To start the game, the hairiest monster goes first. After that, rotate clockwise. Start every turn by drawing your hand back up to 7 adjective cards. On your turn, you can either challenge an opponent to a scare-off or power up by discarding your hand and drawing back to 7. Scare-offs. During their turn, a player can challenge any other player to a scare-off. The scariness of each player's monster is the number of scary adjective cards displayed next to the monster. Remember that adjectives must match colored symbols and that only 1 adjective per symbol at a time. After announcing the challenge, the active player can place cute adjective card on top of their opponent's scary adjective cards to make opponent's monsters less scary. After scare-off starts, all the players can play cute and scary adjectives on the monsters the 2 players engaged in the scare-off. In a scare-off, there is no turn order. Players can add cards in any order they want until everyone declares they are done. Remember, one can only start a stack of cards on their own monster and only if they have just drawn cards. Under those conditions, one can start a stack if it matches the open colored symbols on the monster card. When any adjectives are played, the player that played them must say the adjective out loud, silly voices encouraged, or the adjective does not count. The stacks should always alternate between scary and cute. When players are done playing adjective cards, compare the scary card showing, and the one with the most scary card showing wins. The player of the scare-off takes the losing player's monster card as a victory point and does not draw any cards. The loser of the scare-off draws 2 new monsters, chooses one to play with, and puts the other back on the bottom of the deck. Draws back up to a hand of 10 adjectives. They can play any legal scary adjectives they wish on their new monster. Resolving ties. At the end of a scare-off, if both monsters have no scary cards showing, they are too cute to hurt each other, so nothing happens and neither monster is defeated. Both players get to draw back up to 10 cards and the turn is over. If both monsters tie with at least 1 scary card showing, then they defeat each other. Both players take their opponent's card as a victory point and draw back up to 10. Okay, last little bit. Wild cards. A wild card adjective can be placed as any color, and any color can be played on a wild card. Getting some shine from the lamp there. Once a normal adjective card is played on top of the wild card, that determines the new color of the stack, and all cards played on the stack must be the same color. Special abilities. Each monster card has a special ability that is unique to that monster. Whenever you draw a new monster, you must announce to the other players your monster's ability. If the monster ability contradicts the rulebook, the monster is always right. Let the Wookiee win, people. Let the Wookiee win. If your monster's ability awards you a victory point, but you have not defeated an enemy monster, take a monster card from the monster deck to represent that victory point. Winning the game. The first player to collect 3 victory points, opponent's monster cards, wins the game. Okay, sounds pretty simple, straightforward here. So we should have 2 decks of cards, 1 of adjectives and 1 of monsters. So give me just a second and we will open this up and I'll show you what's inside. Okay, so back to our unboxing of adorable monsters. Fortunately, they did nice adhesive closed backs, so I didn't have to cut into it with my knife, which makes keeping track of the cards down the road a little bit nicer. Let's see what we have. We have a Chimera. Try to focus here. Maybe. Kill one of the extra lamps and see if that helps. Okay, the Chimera special. Monsters with less than 4 scary adjectives must challenge the Chimera to a scare-off on their turn. 2 red, 2 purple. Dragon. Other players cannot intercede in this monster's scare-off. 2 red, 1 yellow, 1 purple. The Ghoul. When the Ghoul is defeated, draw up to 12 cards instead of 10 with your new monster. The Gnome. If the Gnome has 4 cute adjectives on it at the end of the scare-off, it wins. Okay. But say, gnomes aren't scary. Goblin, come on. The Goblin engages the scare-off. He may steal 1 random adjective from the defending player's hand. Gremlin. Each turn before choosing who to attack, the Gremlin may look at one opponent's hand. Griffin. The Griffin draws back up to a full hand after helping someone win a defense. Okay, and let's just try to keep these a little organized here. Just got the game, don't want to be losing cards yet. Let's see what we've got. Harpy. Whenever a yellow adjective is played on the Harpy gets to draw an adjective. Useful. Hydra. The Hydra can attack multiple monsters on its turn. And I really do like the art on most of these. Imp. When a player chooses to attack another player, you can force them to attack you instead. Man-eating plant. No other player may play adjectives on man-eating plant. Martian. Whenever Martian wins a scare-off, discard one of the losing player's victory points. Ow, that hurts. The Merman wins ties. Minotaur allows you to discard adjectives from your hand, then your opponent must discard the same number of adjectives. Mummy. When you draw adjectives, you may draw up to 8 instead of 7. Necromancer. If you win a scare-off, you may swap the Necromancer for a card in a victory point pile and draw back up to 7 adjectives. Phoenix. Whenever the Phoenix is reduced to 4 cute adjectives, Phoenix gets to draw back up to 7 adjectives. Serpent. If you want to scare off, you may remove the top cute adjective from each stack of the serpent. Sphinx. Anytime you play a blue adjective, you may draw an adjective. Spider. If the player to your right gets a victory point this turn, so do you. Teenager. You may redirect attacks against you to another opponent. The Giant Squid. If the player to your left wins victory points, so do you. Troll. Every time a player draws back up to 7 cards, they must give you a card. However, you must discard down to 7 at the beginning of your turn. Vampire. When Vampire attacks, draw 3 cards. Warlock. The Warlock may play blue adjectives on any word stack regardless of the stack color. Werewolf. When the werewolf attacks, it may use the ability of any other monster currently being played. Yeti. When the Yeti attacks, the defender must win by 2, otherwise it's tie. Zombie. The zombie does not count as victory point when defeated. Darn thing just won't stay dead. Zombie bear. The zombie bear always has 1 bonus scary adjective that cannot be countered. Cthulhu. Whenever 2 monsters tie in a scare off with no scary adjective showing, Cthulhu gets a victory point. Okay, so again, let me gather up these cards here. And we will just stick them in the box for now. I will put them back in their bag in a minute. And let's open up the other stack and see what we have. And this one does not seem to be an adhesive close the way the first one was. There we go. Get that little strip started there. Kind of a shame they didn't do that again. But, okay. So, we've got a stack. Good sized stack of cards here. All figured out now. We've got 4 colors. Let's keep the same angle. So we have accepting, adorable, adoring, affectionate, agile, artful, and the actual scaries are written in a different font, so it's easy to tell them. Astute, athletic, beastly, big, blind, blundering, brutish. And I'm looking at these cards too, and all of them have kind of a definition of the term, so it could be a good vocabulary lesson for those of you with small children as well. Bulky, bumbling, calculating, caring, clumsy, colossal, confused, crafty, wild, another wild, wild, cumbersome, cunning, dainty, dastardly, deceitful, depressed, despicable, devious, diabolical, dismayed, ditzy, dominating, 8-legged. I should have done a bonus if the spider got 8-legged played on it. Empathizing, enormous, fast, fat. Not really sure I'd consider fat scary, but okay. Fickle, fire-breathing, forgetful, foxy, gargantuan, giant, giggling, hasty, huge, hulking, illogical, indirect, infamous, ingenious, large, lethargic, light-footed, limping, loving. Yeah, I do not think loving monsters would be rather scary unless they're a succubus. Lumbering, Machiavellian, manipulating, meager, mean, miniature, minuscule, muscular, napping, nefarious, nimble, non-judgmental, petite, piddling, pint-sized, puny, quaint, quick, respectful, scheming, scrawny, seductive, sensitive, shady, slick, slow, sluggish, small, smooth, sneaky. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. Soft, sprightly, spry, stealthy, striking, strong, subtle, if my camera would focus here, surreptitious, sweet, there we go, swift, sympathizing, tiny, tired, tolerant, treacherous, two-headed, waddling, and a waddle away, waddle, waddle, weak, wee, whimpering, willful, come on, willful, wily, wimpy, and again wobbling. Okay, we will put these up here, and here whenever we pull these out for the first time, I might have to record a playthrough video. So this is Digital Angel for unboxing of adorable monsters. I hope you all enjoy it, and I will see you next time. Until then, later.